Hey everybody, Toby Brooks here with a new video that I really hope you'll enjoy. About a week and a half ago, my therapeutic exercise class and I got the distinct pleasure of going over to the Texas Tech baseball facility. We got to meet with Texas Tech MAT alum Bryan Simpson. Bryan's worked with the Red Raider baseball team for the past 6 seasons, and he's kind of my go-to resource when it comes to arm care and upper extremity injury. So Bryan was kind enough to go through a series of drills and exercises that he does regularly with his athletes. I thought it'd be helpful to stitch those together into a video that you could reference, that you could steal from, that you could incorporate into your rehab practice moving forward. So without further ado, give it up for Bryan Simpson. They're just going to horizontally adduct their arms, so they're pulling towards the ceiling here. You can feel a pretty good stretch on the back side of your shoulder here. So that's, again, main thing, posterior capsule. We're trying to stretch that out. Tricep stretch. So first and foremost, if they're right-handed, I would have them on a wall like this, so if they can pass the wall. If they're left-handed, it would be like on a wall like this, on a sidewalk. So lat stretch, they're going to put their hands straight over their head, and they're going to lean into this. You can kind of do some oscillation just to kind of make it a little bit more functional. So push them through the wall there. The next one would be a tricep stretch. They're going to bend their elbow, and they're pretty much doing the same thing here. They're just leaning into the wall. Get a good stretch with the tricep. This next one, you're going to find a corner. So for example, I'm going to put up back here. Find a corner. This is going to be a pec stretch, pec minor. So we're going to put our hands on the wall and kind of lean towards the corner here. Feel a good stretch in the pecs. And the next one, this is more thoracic mobility, but again, have them lay on their right side if they're right-handed, lock their left leg under. Okay, and we're gonna start here and rotate over. You can do this with reps. So you can do like, maybe 5-10 reps. Should feel a pretty good stretch in their back on this one. I'm going to put this wedge. This is another pec stretch. I'm going to put this wedge between your shoulder blades. So lift up for me. Keep going. There you go. So get that right between the shoulder blades. We're kind of getting the humeral heads elevated a little bit. Start right here for me. So elbows bent, and I can just kind of push down here to whatever force they need to feel a good stretch in the front. We can also change the angle. We'll have them here or all the way over their head. And you can even have them do like what I call it is a bank robber. They're just going up and down here. They should be feeling their scaps move around the rib cage. And as they're doing that, I just push posteriorly. You should feel a pretty good stretch on that. Feel that? Okay, so those are the stretches they kind of do by themselves pretty much every day. Again, this will be before practice. They come in, get stretched out, and then they would go out, do their bands, and then go play catch. You can stay right there. Okay. Now let's go. Put your head down there. Are you right-handed or left-handed? I guess right-handed. We'll stretch your left arm anyway. So this is kind of our stretching routine that myself or our students will do. So first thing we'll do is go external rotation. Come this way, just to here. That's good. So what I typically do is I'll elevate my foot so I can support their elbow here, and then I will press down on the humeral head just to stabilize the humerus, and then we'll go into external rotation. anyway, external rotation will go as far as what's comfortable for them. You'll see in a lot of pitchers they have a lot of external rotation. Their internal rotation won't be as good, just because their posterior capsule's tight, but their external rotation is usually really good. So that's one thing we try to balance out throughout a year. The next thing will be internal rotation. And what I like to do in internal rotation is get 3 different angles. So we're not just at 90-90. We're going to kind of go a little above 90 and a little below 90 to stretch an internal rotation. So again, knees on my arms on my knee. I'm stabilizing humeral head, internally rotating. And then I'll hold that for 5-10 seconds. Then I'll move them down to 90-90. Same thing. And then we'll get one more stretch just a little bit below 90. The next one will be what we call a bursa massage. So what we're going to do is they're going to be at 90-90. I'm going to actually pull traction here at the elbow. So kind of hook my arm around theirs, pull a little traction, and we'll just do some oscillations into internal and external rotation. Feel good? For some reason, they really like this one. Next thing I'll do is grab their arm, usually stand up on this one, support the humeral head anterior and posteriorly. We'll just do circles forward and backwards. Do about 5 each direction. The next one we'll just do like a flexion stretch. This time I'm going to hold down the scapula. I'm going to stabilize the scapula, so I'll hold that down there, pull him into flexion. Let me know if that bothers you. If they get all the way to the top and they don't feel a good stretch, you can kind of actually push in towards their head a little bit, and they'll feel a little bit better stretch. Then I just kind of grab their arm, pull a little traction, kind of shake it out a little bit. Once I get there, pretty much done with the shoulder. Now we're going to move down to the forearm. So we're going to stretch the forearm. Pretty good extension there. So I'm pulling him into extension. Again, we can even oscillate this. You don't have to do a static stretch. It can be a little more functional by adding a little bit of movement. So that usually feels really good, especially for those guys who are who have elbow problems. The next thing, we're just going to pronate and supinate. So pull him into full supination. And again, kind of oscillating this, not just a static stretch. And then we'll turn them over into pronation. Okay, so that's our assisted stretches. And then once we do that, we'll go do some band work, some stretches with the band. I've got that over here.